Hello and welcome to this week's Omsi 2 news. This week we have quite a bit of information to get through, so let's get straight into it. We have an update about what's happening with Omsi 2 Addon London, including some information about the upcoming update. In addition, two brand new maps were released. A updated map expansion, or route expansion to be precise, was released for Smarden, and finally some new repaints, or new repaint. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first of all, Reese, the developer of Addon London, posted updates about the upcoming update to Addon London both on his Facebook and on his Flickr page. So without further ado, let's get straight into that. So basically, what you can see here is that Addon London version 1.02 has now been renamed version 1.1, which will be the upcoming update. This first post which he posted basically focuses specifically on the buses, whereas in the future he'll post about the changes to the P5 and rail replacement and more in the fact that they will become fully drivable routes rather than AI routes, as is currently the case. So basically, now he's posted information about what is going to be happening to the 4 current buses. So the Evo City will be getting a new ticketer, which will be the same as the one on Master Studios, the WF150. We'll do scripting, improvements to the external and internal model or body of the bus. There'll be more buttons that will be clickable in the cab, so the bus will be more complete. There'll be new textures, and there will be also regional opened up variants, which is quite exciting because this will make this bus even more suitable for maps like West Country version 3. For example, and then there'll be bug fixes, new adverts, and they'll improve the AI and load meshes, which will probably improve performance as well. The NRM will basically receive similar improvements to the Evo City, excluding the regional variant, because I don't actually think there's a regional variant for the NRM, but basically that means there will be bodywork improvements, modeling improvements to the interior and exterior, more buttons will be clickable, then improve the heating. So those of you who play BCS will know that there was issues with the heating on the AOL buses, so this should be fixed now with the NRM at least, which basically means you'll get more points for driving your tour in BCS, and which will improve your performance in BCS in terms of how well you do with your run and not how well your game runs. Yeah, let's just make that specific. Let's just specifically outline that. And then with C200, basically, again, it's kind of similar to that. Improvements to the bodywork, improvements to the... Oh yeah, also there'll be a new WF150 ticket for the LMM and the C200, and they'll also be improving the exterior and interior models, that sort of thing. Now the changes to the C200 will be a bit less because currently Mystic Greg is working on a new rebuilding. He's rebuilding the C200, so it's becoming the C200 is currently being rebuilt from scratch, and this will basically have new regional and London spec models that will be rebuilt completely. So this is kind of something for the interim, and this model currently, which is with Addon London, will just be updated so there's consistency with the buses above, and just so this improves the player experience in the meantime. And then finally, the C400 will get some updates, but a lot less than usual. And the reason for this is because we'll just get into that in a second. But yeah, basically, the C400 will get exterior texture break. I'm not sure what that means. New advert boards, and then just some bug fixes. But apart from that, the C400 will not be getting updated, unlike the other buses after this update. And the reason for this is because it's the first model made by the UKDT team and by Reese McCollum himself. And basically, they have kind of come to a realization that they will not be able to update the bus further without rebuilding it from scratch, which is not something they'll be doing probably due to time constraints. So that will be the end for the C400 in terms of its updates. Although the C400 regional remains a UKDT team, so whatever happens there is to do with UKDT. The next thing on the agenda, a brand new map called Great Nordspitze was released for Omsi 2 on the web disk, and this map basically is a mixture between Singaporean and German architecture. It's basically a hybrid between the two. It's a fictional map which is basically expansion of the Grundorf, and hence why it has the name Great Nordspitze, with Nordspitze being the name of the area just below after the traffic lights on Grundorf, the default map that comes with Omsi 2 in general. And then finally, or not finally, we have some more information after this, but in terms of new maps, a new map was released on the web disk there 10 hours ago when this is being recorded on Saturday, and it's called Lahnau version 2, and it's doing quite well. It's already got 1.9 thousand downloads in just 10 hours, so quite popular indeed. It's a fictional German map with over 7 lines, and it's based off the Rhine region, and a lot of these lines are suitable for coaches because they're kind of intercity or overland lines as they call them. So as you can see, there are some coach buses used, although there's a Solaris Urbano 12 in the background. And this also has a map on the download page on the web disk, which is very similar to the style that has been used with the default Omsi Berlin Spandau map. And it's kind of fitting, seeing this is a fictional German map, that it would have the same kind of style as the Berlin Spandau, which is also a German map, as Omsi 2 is a German game. And then also, Smarden has gotten a new route expansion pack. This is an interesting update because usually map mods have extensions of the areas, but rather than just expanding the area, it expands the routes because Smarden is quite a big map. So basically what they've done here is they've added numerous new routes, including express routes and more frequent routes, as well as improving the frequencies of the current routes. So basically this has more routes that go to areas which are generally served only by 1 hour services or by specific routes or variants of a certain route like the 349. So this is just another way to spice up your Smarden if you so wish, and the link to this is in the description below. It's available on Felsum. And then finally, K13 has been expanding his Carousel Repaint pack, which is now available also for the Master MS Gen 3 pack. And that concludes this week's Omsi 2 news. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for your weekly Omsi 2 news updates. Hit that like button. Join the Discord below to stay even more on top of the Omsi 2 news where it's posted in advance. And that is it for now. Until next time, bye for now.